All right. Okay, everybody, I think this is it. So I am going to go ahead and get us started a whole minute early because we can enjoy this beautiful day. So, got some new faces here today. Glad to have you join us. And you can see what these gals are up to most weeks on Tuesdays. So, restorative yoga, typically we're on the ground, but we're going to start standing today. I think it's a good time in the middle of the day to kind of rejuvenate and just breathe and move. So really kind of the purpose of the class is intentional movement, whatever that means to you. So let's start about shoulder width between the feet here. Rock forward and back, heel to toe a couple of times. And you're welcome to blink your eyes closed throughout practice. I find that that helps to take away distractions that may pop up visually. You can begin to find stillness. Spread all 10 toes wide on your mat. And really feel the connection of your feet to your mat. As you take a big breath in, roll your shoulders up toward your ears. And as you exhale, roll them back and open up through the chest. We'll do a couple breaths just like that. Inhale, roll the shoulders up. And exhale, let them open and fall back. Good, let's do one more. Breathe in and up. Big exhale, let them roll back. Continuing to connect the breath with our movement, we're gonna inhale and sweep the hands up overhead. Stretch the fingertips up high, and let's pause here for a moment. Again, feel the connectedness of your feet to your mat. Feel the length of your spine. And then let's roll out the wrists up at top. Then roll the other direction. Breath in brings you back upright. And then a gentle back bend with your exhale. Open the elbows wide and invite openness through the chest. Take another deep breath in, stay here. And exhale, let the hands fan down to your side. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, find that back bend again. Stay for a breath in. And out, let the arms flutter to your sides. Inhale, sweep your hands up. This time folding at your hips first, finding a forward fold. Maybe as you fold forward, you find a little bit of space between your feet, widening your stance. You can always bend your knees. And you can also tuck your chin towards the chest to let your head hang heavy as well. It does not matter how far you go here, I just want you to feel something. So whatever that looks like to you is perfect. You might be feeling this in the hamstrings, through the glutes, maybe your low back. And if stillness feels good to you, that's awesome. Go ahead and stay here. If you want to find a little sway side to side, that might be a fun option for you. And then one more option to give the upper body a little bit of focus. If you want to open up through the shoulders, I invite you to bring your hands up towards your low back. Interlace your fingers with one another. And then again, keeping the knees bent. Maybe you drive your fist forward. This will open up through the chest and shoulders a little more. Maintain a nice full breath in. And back out. Stay through your inhale. If you've got that arm variation, go ahead and let go, gently bringing your hands back to the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring your left hand in front of your face on the mat. Maybe you come up to your fingertips. We're going to bend into the left knee. And then spiral your right arm up to the sky, finding a little twist here. And then you can roll out through the wrist. Maybe back stroke or front stroke feels good through the shoulder. Breathe in, right arm to the sky. Exhale, stretch your hands out underneath you. Breathe in, lift the left arm. Bend into your right knee. Good, roll out through the wrist and shoulder if you did so on the other side. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, both hands down to the mat. Your deepest forward fold yet. Take a full breath in. And stay for the exhale. Walk your feet back towards shoulder distance if you widen them a bit. And we'll find a halfway lift with our inhale. Hands can come to the tops of your thighs or maybe your shins. Point here is just finding a long, straight spine. Breathe that in. And then find your forward fold once more with the exhale. This time, take it as slowly as you need to. We're going to come up to standing. Take that full breath in. Arms can come up overhead as well. And exhale here. Breathe in. And breathe out, forward fold. Come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slow rise to standing. Sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, let your hands settle in your heart space for a moment. You can blink your eyes closed. Take a full breath in. And back out. I invite you to continue to connect your breath to your movement, however that serves you, knowing that I'm just here as a guide to offer up movements, to offer up different things to focus on through your practice. But I'd like to take a moment here for you to channel in on something that means the most to you. Typically, I invite you to choose the first thing that came to mind, and it doesn't even have to do with yoga. Whatever that is, use that as your drive and your motivation. Use it as your grounding. Take another breath in. And on your exhale, let your hands fall to your sides. Let's flow breath to movement one more time while we're standing. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, find a forward fold. Sweep all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Back to standing with your inhale. And let's find that back bend with your exhale. Really open up through the chest, sending elbows in opposite direction. Inhale, hands up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. And now we're going to come on down to our mat, but I want you to crouch down to stretch out through your toes. Lots of times our tiny muscles in our toes don't get much of a stretch. So starting with heels lifted. We're not going to be here too long. It's not that most comfortable, but it's good. Maintain your breath here. When you're ready, you can sink the heels down, kind of working the calves. Arches of the feet get a stretch here. Hands are here for balance. All right, now it's time for our restorative section of class. So come on to all fours in a tabletop position. Let's get a little spinal flexion going with our cats and cows. Find your breath, your movement. Inhale, you'll drop the belly and look forward. Exhales, you'll round through the spine, tuck the chin towards the belly. And then again, I will cue for a little bit of guidance, but you find your breath and your movement. Give yourself permission to move as freely as you need to here. Inhale, cow. Exhale to your cat. We'll do just a couple more rounds here. Go ahead and do one more of each. And after that, come back to your tabletop position. Bring the left palm down directly below the face. Inhale, you're going to spin the right arm up to the sky. Just as we did when we were standing, but a little bit more focus through the spine here with the twist. Really open up through the shoulders. And you can stay lifted if you want, but if you want to thread the needle, take that right arm, bring it down under the left arm. Find your right temple maybe to the mat. This is also a great place to be, and if you want to take one little step further to the twist, you can take that left arm up and over, maybe finding the low back, maybe wrapping around towards the right hip. And we're going to take some nice full breaths here, all the way in. And be sure to empty the breath out on the exhale. Maintaining the focus on your breath, or whatever your intention was. Come back to that with the next inhale. And soften with the next exhale. Breathe in. Stay here for the breath out. If that upper arm, the left arm, is bound, go ahead and unwind that now. Reach it up to the sky, roll out through the wrist. Left palm comes back to the mat. You could push into that as you unwind the right arm. Unthread here, roll up to the sky. And let's go ahead and do a back stroke and front stroke all together. Shoulder might be a little bit tight. And some movement back. Right arm to the sky, breathe in. And exhale, right hand back to the mat. Let's take a couple cat-cows here in between. Your pace. Inhale, cat, exhale, cow. Whoop. Inhale, cow, exhale, cat. And let's come back to a neutral spine here. Repeating on the other side. Right hand comes to the middle of the mat. Left arm spirals up and open to the sky. You can stay here in this open twist. If you want to layer on, take the left arm, thread it down below the right. Left temple towards the mat. And then last option here, take that right arm up and over if that feels good for you. More breaths here. Ensure that you're able to take that full inhale with this twist. If not, a little bit out of your twist. Breathe in. Stay for your exhale. If you've got the right arm bound, let's inhale, sweep it up to the sky, roll out to the wrist. Right hand to the mat. Press yourself upward. Left arm unwinds all the way up to the sky. Just as we did on the other side, let's find a forward stroke and a back stroke. And then let's go to our seat for a second. Give the knees a little bit of a relaxation. We're on cement here, Chelsea, so yoga mats can only do so much. I want to get a little bit more into the hips. We are going to go into half pigeon later, so I want to kind of work us into that. So take the right leg and take right knee out in front. Left leg kind of tuck back however is comfortable. But I want you to root down through your sits bones. Try to get as even as you can. A lot of times one hip is going to lift up a little bit more than the other, so if you're able to press both hands into the mat, lift yourself up. Gravity might level you out just a little bit. Cool. And all our bodies are different, so do just what feels right to you. We want to kind of check in with 90-degree ankles here. So from this right hip, knee is straight out, ankles kind of in alignment with that. If there's ever any time this doesn't feel good, I'll give an option that we can do something else later, but try to set you all up. And then that left knee, yep, go straight out from the left hip, 90-degree, 90-degree. Cool. If this doesn't work for you, scrap all that and come into a figure four here. We're going to start with the right leg on top. Okay, here's your figure four for those if you'd like that. If you want, if you started here, all we're going to do is inhale, sweep the hands up high, and then hinging at the hips, we fold forward towards that front thigh. So hands can catch you, elbows can catch you. position for a number of breaths, and I'd like to offer up a little bit of silence. So I encourage you to come to your intention, come to your breath, and challenge yourself in these next few moments. Maintain just a couple more breaths here in this shape. Inhales and exhales. If you folded forward, slowly begin to rebuild to a seat. And wherever you are in your seat, I want you to swing both legs out in front. Soles of the feet come to the ground. Relax back on your hands and just find a windshield wiper here, legs side to side. If any tightness built up in the low back here, this might relieve a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and balance it out on the left side. So right arm or right leg goes out to the side, left leg is out in front. If you did the figure 4 variation, we're just hooking left ankle on the right knee. Again, maybe the sits bones are a little imbalanced, so maybe you press up and settle back down. And then when you're ready to get into your variation of the shape, inhale, sweep your hands up, and exhale, fold forward into your bend. And just as we did on the other side, I want to give you time to explore this quiet space, time to challenge yourself to be still and just be. So together we take a breath in and exhale, settle into the shape. Two more full cycles of breath at your pace. And then come back to a tall seat. Once you're there, go ahead and counteract that last shape with your windshield wiper knees. And then go ahead and let the knees splay outward and bring soles of the feet together. Ensure that you're able to sit up as high as your posture allows. And then with a breath in, maybe sweep the hands up overhead, or you can hold on to the ankles for support. And then bending at the hips, let's fold forward and find your depth. Once you found it, you could tuck the chin towards the chest if that feels good for you. Getting that upper spine stretch as well. Let's go ahead and walk upright. I want to get a little bit of attention to each side individually. So let's keep the right foot in, extend your left leg long, wherever that goes. Sweep your hands up overhead and then turn your shoulders so they frame the toes on your straight leg. And then when you're ready, go ahead and fold forward toward that straight leg, hinging at the hips, finding your depth here. If you need to, you can bend that straight knee just a little bit. If you want to focus more through the hamstring, that's a great idea. You can also play around with pointing and flexing that straight leg and see how that changes the sensation for you. breath in. Stay for your exhale. And as you slowly rise up, bring your hands to your leg and give a gentle self-massage to those muscles. And when you're ready, we're going to switch out. Right leg goes long, left foot comes in. Inhale, hands up overhead. Turn the shoulders to frame the right leg this time. You know where we're going. Go ahead and fold forward, finding your depth. Again, that bent knee is always a great option. Your choice here. These next few breaths in this shape, I want you to be mindful of where you feel this on your inhale. And with your exhale, just imagine softness going to that part of your body. So for example, my hamstring is where I'm giving my attention with my inhale. And that same area is where I send softness with the exhale. One more breath in. Stay for the breath out. And as you climb up, go ahead and give that self-massage on the other side. And when you're ready, we can extend both legs out. Inhale, hands up overhead, and find that wide leg forward fold. Just for a couple breaths here. And when you're ready, go ahead and come upright. We're going to work into our half pigeon here. So we're going to bend the right knee and just turn yourself towards your right leg. Left leg is going to go back out behind you. Yep. However that works, we're just folding forward over that right knee. Feel it through that maybe outer hip a little bit. I'm going to bring around bolsters because I feel like that's an awesome time for us to use these. Them underneath your arms if you'd like to. Chelsea, if you've got pillows at home, grab the bolsters. Sorry, I didn't give a heads up. That might be good for this posture. And just as we have the rest of practice, and as I kind of cubed around that last shape, with our inhale, let's go ahead and focus on where we feel this in the body. And then with your exhale, soften and invite some relief to that area. Breathe in. Stay for the full breath out. And then when you are ready, we're going to slowly come upright. And then you can kick both legs out, just as we were. Find a forward fold in the middle. Doesn't have to go super deep, but just before we mirror that on the other side. Let's come back upright. We're going to bend into the left knee this time. And just kind of turn yourself to where you feel that feel that stretch in that left hamstring. Right leg is going to go straight or maybe bent out to the side is also great too. Breathe in. And exhale, soften. Take 2 more full breaths here. after that exhale, go ahead and slowly rebuild. We're going to counterbalance the stretch one more time here with that wide leg forward fold. So go ahead and find that when you are ready, tuck the chin towards the chest. That feels good. Go ahead and bring yourself back upright. Long ways on the mat. Keep the bolsters nearby. We're not going to use them quite yet. I want to get you to some supine twists. But we're going to go ahead and bring the knees, keep the knees close to the chest as you roll onto the back. Hug the knees tight. Some of us might feel a little relief through the low back with the squeeze. Some of you might want a little side to side roll to massage the low back. And then you're welcome to find stillness or continue rocking side to side if that feels good. I'd like to invite you to find a supine twist whenever you're ready. So you can just simply bring the knees to the left or right, stack them on top of one another and let them fall. A bolster or pillow underneath the knees is also a great option. We're going to settle into this shape, but one small adjustment before you do. If your knees are off to the left, your right shoulder might be lifting up a little bit, so go ahead and guide that shoulder back down to the ground. And maybe you turn and look the opposite direction of your knees for a full spinal twist. Take a breath in. Stay for the full exhale. And slowly with your next breath in, gather the knees back towards midline. Again, your choice here. Maybe you squeeze for stillness. Maybe you gently rock side to side for a little massage. And then when you're ready, go ahead and send the knees in the opposite direction we just were, balancing out that spinal twist. Again, mindful of the shoulder, bring the shoulder back to the mat. Maybe you turn, look over the shoulder for that full spinal twist. Again, you find your breath. Notice where in the body you feel the sensation. And then with your exhale, invite your body to soften. Take a breath in. Stay for the full exhale. Next inhale, gently bring the knees back towards center. Last chance to squeeze or rock side to side if that feels good for you. And then I do have one final shape I want to offer you all before your Shavasana. If you're ready for your Shavasana, you can go ahead and extend out long if that feels good for you. If you'd like this last shape, go ahead and grab onto those bolsters or pillows. Place them at the base of your spine. You're going to get into supported fish here. So if you can imagine, I have a pillow right here. You just lean yourself back over it, opening up through the chest. Knees can stay bent if that feels most comfortable for you, or you can extend the legs long. And we're going to just take a few moments here to wrap up the practice, just to be, just to breathe. Know that you've done all the shapes. There's nothing else you need to focus on except your inhales and exhales. And and I certainly wish we had all day to enjoy this beautiful weather and this time together. But since we do need to go back to the day, whenever you're ready, I invite you to gently roll off the bolster, left or right, just to roll it off to the side. And then when you're ready, come up to a nice tall seat on your yoga mat. Eyes focused low or closed just for a couple more moments, keeping you with your intention, with what brought you to your practice. Collectively, let's take a breath in, bringing one hand to the heart and the other over that. Take a full breath in and just feel the beat as you exhale, the beat of your heart as you exhale. Thank you for taking this time for you today. Thank you for taking some time to connect with others. May there be peace in the mind, strength in the body, and love in the heart. Namaste. Thank you.